Morning, Coach.
Yeah, Coach.
What did you see on the film looking back from ASU game?
But I see on the film looking back at the ASU game, I think we flew to the ball a lot better. There's a lot more communication. I think we wanted to take one thing away, and that was the run. And I believe we held it to around 68 yards rushing for the game, which is great. It's a great building step for us, and to keep building the confidence in our front seven. So that's what I took away. We want to keep building on that.
You're facing a defense that likes to run the ball, or an offense that likes to run the ball this week. I mean, do you build off that performance and gain some confidence, knowing you're going to be tasked with stopping the run again?
Yeah, absolutely. I think you look back at that in the last 2 games before that, we've done a lot better in the run game. So you want to build on that, and when we do our film study, we pull back on those games and we talk about our execution and the plays that we ran in that game and how they're comparable to the plays we're going to run or install for the next game. And just keep them encouraged and keep them going in the right direction. And I think we've done that for the last 2 or 3 games. So in a minute, people are going to have to change up how they attack us. And that's what we want. We want them to think, we want them to react to us, not us reacting to them.
You've been rotating a lot of guys through in your group. Is that trying to figure out who you can trust, or do you like to have a rotation of linebackers?
No, I like to keep them up at night. I don't want them sleeping easy. I don't want them thinking they got it made, because life is not like that. So we build competition every single week, every single day. And it could be a new starter in there, and you get your opportunity to play. All these guys have dreams of going to the NFL, right? A lot of them came here from the portal, and we're going to give them an opportunity to play, because what you don't want to do is cause cancer, but you do want to cause competition. And that's what we do every day in our room, and I think that's what we've gotten going.
Coach, with that, Juju Mitchell didn't play the other day. He was dressed out. Was he ready to go, or was that just a coach's decision to not play him?
Yeah, he was ready to go. It was coach's decision not to play him. I mean, I think what happened was the BG guy came in, and he was playing a really good game, and we were having success. So there's no reason to really make a change. I think the best thing is that those guys didn't see it as a slap in the face. They actually came around, they were talking to each other, talking about the game plan, making sure we were still sharp, whoever was on the field. And that's what I love the most about the chemistry between the guys, understanding that, hey, next week could be your week. Next day could be your day. So don't get down because you're not playing. Make sure we're winning, and then we'll continue to play, because that means we play more games. We get bowl eligible. We get to get out here in the winter, play for a championship, and that's when it counts.
Was that more of a personnel or performance-based decision?
Performance at the time. And it's not performance as saying that 51 did anything wrong. It's that the BG was doing things right, and there was no need to make a change. I don't really believe in changing people if things are going smoothly. You know what I'm saying? I don't go get my oil changed if I don't need oil change. You know what I'm saying? I don't spend the extra money just to do it, So that was the thing.
Do you expect Juju to get some more action this week?
Oh, absolutely. I expect Juju to get some more action, and the rest of the guys too. Absolutely. But again, it's competition. So it's based on practice, based on our grading, who's going to be out there and who's going to play for us come Friday, not
Who do
Saturday.
you see has improved the most since the beginning of the season?
In my group,
Yes.
specifically, let me think. Probably, I would say all of them have improved in one way or the other. Like, for instance, Bentley has improved in his pass game. He was great in run, but one of his issues was his pass drops and understanding those reads. So he's done great in that. 25, Marvin Ham has improved considerably in his run game. He was very good in the pass, but we had some issues in the run. And as you saw in the game, he got in late, and he was able to take us home. BG coming back, Brandon Gant, excuse me, coming back from injury, just his overall athleticism, being that he was a safety, and then he could move down and he could cover those slots and things like that in the ASU game, really helped a lot, having his communication skills. So every one of those guys has improved a lot. 42, Jeremiah Brown, he's improved in his run game, but he's also now helping us on the edge. He's been in some packages where he's played that outside backer, and he's been rushing for us. So they've all improved in the areas that they needed to. So if I have to, I'm proud of all my little buffaloes. You know what I'm saying? They're all getting a little better, getting a little bit more hair on them, like Ralphie, and they're right up there running around. So I'm real proud of all of them.
What do you want to see as the season? What do you want to see improved still?
I think we can always get better in the run and pass game and communication. The biggest thing is communication for us. We run a very unique defense where we have a different fronts that we run. So communication is the biggest thing I want to see out of all of them. Hand signals, that type of thing, making sure we're all on the same page. That's the biggest thing I want to see out of the group.
Coach, you guys have allowed a touchdown on the first series in the last 3 games. Granted, 2 of those are coming against Oregon and USC, top 10 teams, but how do you guys get back to the first 3 games where you're able to get off the field on the first series?
You got to look at what you did well and you gotta capitalize on that. You gotta build from your strength. Figure out what we did well, continue to do that, and then figure out what we did wrong, and say, okay, if we can do these things well, why can't we do these things right? And try to marry them together so we can get a better game plan going into it. I think that's what you look at. Now, each game plan will be different based on who you play, but I think you look at what do you do well, what do you do not do well, and you got to correct those issues.
Coach,
What did you do well? What did you do well in the first 3 weeks, and that allowed you guys to gain some momentum early in the game?
I think it was some of our staple plays that we ran and some of our foundation that we run in the spring. And we're adding new things. You always have to communicate and make sure you're on the same page. So it was just some of the staple things that we do. But once you go into each game, you want to be unique to that system and make sure you are attacking what another offense does well and make them do something different. So I think it was just the staple stuff that we had ran early in spring coming in. Those were the things we did well coming into the first 3 games.
Coach, with the understanding that this is halfway through, people from the outside look at this and go, how are they 4-2 with all those new players, all these new coaches, all this new everything? What do you tell them? What do you tell somebody you're trying to explain this for the first time who may not know the guys?
We've been doing it for a long time, man. I get it's just football at the end of the day. It's blocking and tackling. It's real simple. You block and you tackle, you can win games. You run to the ball. You do those things well. I think what it is that you got to understand, every kid who played this game was me at one point because I played this game, right? And so you have to tap into what they really want, and that's to be on the field, to start, and go to the NFL. If you can marry guys together who come from different programs with that one thing in common, then they'll do anything for you because that's the end goal. It's not to be the MVP of the game. It's not to be singled out as the 4 or 5 star who came from somewhere else. It's about putting a total team together who wants to win and get to the next level. And I think that's what we've gotten these guys to buy into. We build a rapport with them. We let them understand what the expectation is, and then we hold them to that expectation. And we make examples out of the guys who don't meet those expectations. And I think that's how you have to run a football team. That's as honest as you can be with a group of players as you bring in from other places. Because most of the times when they come in, and this is their story, not mine, they were told something else and something else happened. So that's their point of view of the story. Wasn't there. Don't know if that's how it happened or not. All I can do is set the expectation, be truthful with them, and we continue to get on that field and play ball.
You know this game. Are other programs going to try to look like you guys?
Absolutely.
That's kind of what I'm saying. Like the NFL's a copycat league.
Yeah.
You guys are kind of setting the new thing. This is new.
Yeah, we the new Gucci. We the new Louis. I mean, that's just what Prom says, Louis, right? We're the new Louis. Football is a trending sport, so yeah, absolutely. I think it'll change. It'll be a lot of teams doing some of the things that we're doing now. Some of them are doing it now. I just don't think they got as much attention as we did coming out doing it. I mean, if you kind of look at some of the reports, there are a lot of teams that change over rosters. But yeah, I want to be the trend. I want to be in front. I want you to look at us and say this is how we should play ball, like the Colorado Buffaloes, and I think that's how it should be because that's how it used to be.
From your vantage point, how does Travis Hunter look out there this week?
I love seeing Travis out there. I just love seeing him out there. The fact that his feet are on the grass and he's running around and communicating, he's going to be ready to go. He's a dog, man. He is a competitor. He's been wanting to play since last week. And seeing him out there catching balls, I think 2 plays in practice, not this practice, last practice, he caught like 2 picks and a touchdown. So I was, I'm sleeping good at night. I can't wait to see him play come Friday. What time do we play? It's 8 o'clock. Oh my God! All right, I'm gonna get a nap then. All right.
Coach was pretty distraught after the game when he came and met with us down there in Tempe.
Yeah.
And it seemed like there was just an intense message delivered to the team this week with a win. Do you think that message was received, or is that still maybe under progress?
No, it was received. It was delivered to the coaches too. There's some meetings you guys are not privy to, but
Those don't go on well off.
Yeah. Let me tell you something. There's a lot of coaches trying to figure out, should I be paying this mortgage next week or should I be selling my house? I'm not sure which one I should do. But no, we want to win in a certain fashion, right? With dominance. And do you want the win? Yes, of course. It helps you. But there's a certain way you need to look. It's a certain way things ought to be done. And that's what we want to get across to our team and to our coaches. And that's what Coach Prime wants. He doesn't want to win sloppy. Will we take it? Yes. But there's a certain way we need to do that if we're going to go to the next level and actually beat some of those good teams like USC and Oregon that we lost to. We got to clean some stuff up. And we got to win better than that.
What is his demeanor as a boss?
He's not a micromanager. He's not going to be over your shoulder and everything like that. But he knows what he's looking for on the field. And he knows what he's looking for his players and his coaches, how to act. So when he doesn't see that, he will get directly in your face and let you know exactly where he is and where you should be. So I love that about him. He lets you do your job, but at the same time, if you're not doing it, he's going to make sure you understand what you need to be doing and get it corrected. Because if you don't, you won't be here very long. And that's players and coaches.
It seems like he's someone where you always know where you stand with him mostly.
Oh yeah, no doubt, no doubt. It's not going to be in the gray areas. It's going to be black and white. You're going to understand exactly where you are and what he wants from you at every time. And I think that makes you do your job with more confidence because you know what's expected out of you.
Coach, you and Charles Kelly both talked a lot about DeMore Kennedy before the season. We haven't seen him at all during the season. What's holding him back from being in the
Well, this practice this week he's been starting, so he should be getting in this week as long as he keeps continuing to progress like he has been. Of course, he had his leg injury and he was coming back, and we were trying to be careful with that a little bit. But now he's up to full speed. He's running. He's been on special teams, starting on those aspects and been doing very well. And now we think it's time to give him a shot to play in the actual game. His eyes have been good. He's been running around. I can't wait to see that, man, because when these teams get in different packages like empty, he's a guy you can put on a slot or an outside receiver and he can cover them just fine, just like he's a safety or a DB. And now we don't have to change packages. And I think that's going to cause offenses problems.
Coach, you guys have been playing a lot of vets. What have you seen from these young freshmen that you guys have brought in, though?
They're hungry and they're ready to play. They're like, look at me. Let me show you what I can do. And that's what I like the most. I mean, like 14 in the game against USC, how he came and he battled. We had a couple of safeties come in, DBs are doing their thing. So it's encouraging to know that what we've done in the portal, we still have some freshmen that give us depth for that next year that we can build on. And so I'm happy to see that. And I can't wait for them to get in the game and really show what they can do full time.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.